played, the whole week playing World in Flames. And then when they were done, they loaded all the information, all the counter positions, everything on the production spiral, everything into Vassal. And so then they were going to continue to play it offline. So I mean, just the amount of work they had to go through, because World in Flames, you've got thousands of counters and whatnot. But I thought it was really cool. Those guys had flown all the way from Australia to play there at Tempe. And I guess they had a great
A lot of
time.
times it takes a fair bit of time to sort of get the game into a mature state. You know what I mean? And so there is, I think, some value in bringing something that's in conflict to an event like that if you're willing to sort of create your own setup card.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
game
we
was-
can also do it in Tempe when we're there.
The game was created by Australian game. You have to.
You have to have some Australians. Or at least while you're playing it, do your best Australian accent. Okay. That must
it's a fun game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's
Pacific
still...
Theater is broken, but...
And everybody needs to carry a knife.
The Eastern Theater is broken?
Pacific Theater.
Oh, the Pacific Theater. What about the Pacific Theater do you find problematic?
The hexes are larger, so your movement's all halved. And so it kind of... You start looking at movement and how to move stuff between the theaters. It starts not making sense. And so once you combine them, we ran into a bunch of issues associated to moving and attacking in the Pacific Theater and moving between the theaters, the infantry and stuff, strap move and all that other stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We didn't have too many occasions where we were moving. I mean, other than by ship, we didn't have a lot of stuff that was moving from one theater to the next.
Wasn't like some kind of transport boxes, right?
They did, yeah. They had those transport boxes to get across, the vast expanses of Russia and stuff like that. To get from Moscow
Africa,
to and Africa too. Although,
and also because of the supply range, there's just dead places. And you're like, well, how am I supposed to get over there to do anything? I can't move guys because I'll be out of supply.
Yeah.
But we can do this at Tempe if you want. We can spend the last day. Probably it'd only take half a day at most. Taking everything and recording in Vassal. Bring my laptop.
Well, it depends on what game we end up playing.
Sure.
So I had sent out a note to people and had only heard back from a few people as far as what games they wanted to play. So Warren had voted for Ligny or Mont Saint Jean. He wants to play the Prussians.
See, that's a game where you got to get it into a reasonable state. Otherwise, playing the Russians, the Prussians, you're just...
Yeah, well, and that's why I thought, oh, well, we could play a game of Wavre on the side, so the Prussian player could be playing at Wavre while his reinforcements are showing up at Mont Saint Jean. But Warren wasn't keen on that. He did not want to play Bautzen or Wagram since he'd done those with the guys that Duel in the Desert. But he's fine with 5th edition rules. So I haven't heard back from David Mignoret, so I hope he's well, and I have a correct email address for him. So, and I think Hawkins said he was going to make it, so that's good.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to go.
Oh, okay. That's too bad. I was hoping that yours...
I was hoping to make it 4 in a row as well, but my daughter's decided to get married that weekend. So,
well, come on, get your priorities right.
I know. It's like, daughter,
honey, here's an extra $100 for your honeymoon. Just move it a weekend. It's good.
Has she thought about having a reception in Tempe, Arizona?
Funny. Yeah, it's like this is like my favorite week of the year. You know, it's like, come on.
Oh well.
I've had the best experiences playing. Starting with Twilight in the East to Waterloo 2 years ago, where you and I connected, and then last year, I mean, just as good as yeah, it was just amazing playing Battle for Normandy and pushing that out to the end of the month. That was a heck of an accomplishment. We thought about writing it down, and we're putting it into Vassal and playing on, but I think maybe the energy was out of it.
Yeah. Is Michael in the room, or are we? Yeah, Michael's here.
Oh.
Yeah, Michael, are you going to try to go?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. Do you know if Clay's coming?
Undecided.
Okay. Well, have you figured out a game to play, or did you want to join us with some La Bataille?
I haven't really gotten that far.
Okay.
In my thought process with it. I would definitely be open to playing La Bataille. So.
Okay, cool. I will check to see if I've got your email address and kind of get you in the loop then for what we're doing. A lot of people have said that they're still waiting to hear back or figure out their schedules. So I've only got, well, Rick, you're coming, or are you committed yet?
Oh, I'm coming.
Okay. So we've got you and Hawkins and Warren and myself. So that's 4. And then we'll see if Michael is.
And I'm probably 80% sure I'll be coming.
Cool. Well, then that if Michael and David make it, then that gives us 6. And
is that a hard 80 or a soft 80?
I like soft 80s.
There you go. Which kind of music is that? Yes.
So, interesting.
Linda Ronstadt. Yes.
Maybe that 79.5 is a B, please. Is that a soft 80 or is that a hard 80?
That sounds an obtuse reference to Kenny G there, Mitch.
Oh. See, lots of ways to interpret things that are said. At least we're not speaking French. It'd be even worse, I suppose.
I'm sure. All right.
Entendre.
Indeed. Well, last we checked, I think we'd had a few, 1 or 2 chits that were pulled that hadn't moved yet.
And I'm prepared to take a crack at the.
Okay, at number 3. Good. And then we've got.
And would it make sense for me to go to a specific game room, or do you want me to stay here, or what?
Well, I'm going to pull some other chits and see what we get. So French number 4. I don't know who that is. And then French number 7.
That's so that's gonna have to wait on Mitch on that one.
Well, why don't you observe? Why don't you keep track of me either here, or we'll go to a game room and we'll handle it that way. How about that?
Good. And then Robert, you're number 7.
Game room 1.
Or no, you're number 4.
Yeah. So do you want me to just move here, or do you want to move to a game room? What do you want to do?
You can do it here. Go.
Yeah.
Go? Okay. All right.
Unless you want us to be in here by ourselves talking about Consim.
No, that makes me feel sad because I can't go.
So this is the 13th division. Okay.
Yeah, what's left of the 13th division. Yeah. All righty. So let's see. We will move these guys up 1. They'll turn to line and move into here. And then the guy under Delcion will move here. There's 2 increments there, 1 increment there. Oh, go 2, 4. And these
if they were in line, that might be 3-6, but it's still doable.
Oh, right. It's 1 extra in line. I forgot. So it'd be 3-6. These guys can't make it then because they'd have to stay right there.
They could run up and column behind it in the clear.
2, 4,
and go down. Yeah.
5, Still would be 8, right?
Where did they start?
They started here.
What formation in line? 2, 4. There's 7 to go up there.
No,
if you want to join the,
it would cost 3 to move into that hex if they form line there, wouldn't it? Because it's 2 plus 1 for being in line.
if they're in line where they are now, it's just 7 movement points to go up there.
So
Isn't it
2, 4, 7. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, it is. Okay.
And actually, they were in column there.
Oh, okay. Oh, they were? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then those guys can stack underneath those guys.
It's going to be one heck of an infantry firefight.
There you go. A lot of shooting. And let's see. Those guys are out of command. And Delzion 1. Move him back here. 3. Okay. All right. That's it.
All right, exciting stuff. So that was number 4. Okay, let's go ahead and grab another one. It's the leader movement phase. Our favorite time. Leaders.
Okay. Move Grushi back to the guns. Here. They don't have anybody else. Go 15. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Does brush cost just 1 for a leader to move on in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And trails are a half.
We can use Grushi to try to get these guys back. And where did Domingue go? Did I move? I got a question. If I move a leader in the leader movement phase in, and then he gets within activation range of the core commander, can he still be activated again or no?
No.
One or the other.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, because technically then you're kind of double dipping. He's moving twice. So you'd get him in the position so that way next turn you could, when you activate the core, well, and I'm not sure what you've got that you can activate core-wise.
Oh, not core, but I mean for cavalry.
Oh, cavalry. Yeah.
Cavalry division.
Yeah. So if the brigade leader is within range of the division leader, and then you can roll for the division leader, and if the division leader gets initiative or you give him a command point, then he and the brigade leaders within his range will also be activated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Makes sense. Don't want to do any double dipping.
And no skinny dipping either, Robert. You know, that little mill pond looks pretty, I'm sure, for some of these guys after all the dust that they've been breathing from marching around. It'd probably be a nice place, although
we could just all call it quits and have a beach party.
A beach party in Bordino.
Drink some vodka and yeah, there you go.
Yep. Champagne. I'm sure there's a couple of wagons full of champagne and wine that have been hauled out here.
Kutuzov has all those, and you've got him, so.
Oh, okay. Kutuzov's got all that stuff. Is that why half the time if we roll badly, he's drunk?
History can comment on that one.
Yeah. Well, it's what Napoleon had hemorrhoids or something like that, and Kutuzov was probably schnookered. So
I think the results speak for themselves, though, overall.
Well, there was some game that we were playing where we were trying to simulate the bad decision making that, the enemy forces would have had to have done. And I think we had something where, every time you roll a 66 or 11 or whatever else, you had to take a shot of whiskey. We were trying to come up with something so that way you would end up. I think it's at Waterloo. If you're the Prince of Orange, and you're trying to make decisions for the Prince of Orange, you have to take a shot, and then try to make a decision. So.
I like that. So if you go to ComSim and you do Russians versus French, the French bring a bottle of cognac to give the Russians. Vodka to the French.
Yep. And you see who's left standing there at the table. They find us all underneath the table there. Yeah, because that's the sort of thing with a lot of these different games. It's like, okay, in order to get something that's happening that's, mimicking what, what happened there, you'd have to have people that, didn't necessarily know what they were doing. Although the one interesting thing I thought was this group, David, I don't know if you saw that International Kriegspiel Society.
Yeah.
But last Saturday, a couple days ago, they did their big Auerstadt game. And a couple of Saturdays before that, they had done their big Jena game. And so you could see clearly with the fog of war how everybody was just all over the place, going here, going there, and not necessarily acting in the most, reasonable way. So it was pretty funny. Well, have you guys got your leaders all moved? We want to try to pull another thing and see if we get something from somewhere else on the battlefield.
Dave, I just had one question for you. Eugene, did you mention something about wanting to move him? Or just leave him where he is?
Are you asking me?
Yep.
Eugene.
I vaguely remember you telling me something about moving him, but maybe not. Maybe Napoleon and Eugene are supposed to have lunch together. I don't know.
Yeah. No, he's probably fine there with. He can't get a full corps command, and so we might as well use him if he needs to shoot that gun. It's an extra on that.
Terrific. Yep, we just lost the server.
Hit save.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't allow me to save.
All right. You should probably tell the other guys to stop moving.
I think they just came back up.
Did you guys lose connection too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Everybody saved.
Okay.
So
unable to establish connection to server. Connection refused.
You want to give it like 10 or 15 minutes and see what happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like the server crashed. We crashed it again.
Yeah.
Extraneous code.
Well, let's
see. Did we close out of the game fully and then go back in?
Yeah. So save it, right? Save your file, and then we can.
I didn't move anybody after the little warning came up, so I'm just kind of mid. I'm about done. I think I need to move my cavalry.
Yeah, it's still not connecting. So, let's see here. We've got 4 viewers. Hello, 4 viewers for watching. One of them, I think, is Matt from beautiful Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, that's a great place.
Yeah. He and I play the Sound of Drums, that new Alau game that they came out with. Robert, you and I played that when you were up there in January. He and I are playing it on Vassal on Thursday mornings.
Oh, how's that going?
It's going well. We've gotten through a couple of scenarios. Kind of learned a little bit. They've got the first time we started playing a few months back, they had the rules, the 1.4 rules, and now earlier, well, I guess it was there after the new year, they came out with the 1.5 rules. So we've been playing with those. So those tend to be pretty good. Let's see. We have Darren saying hello, guys. Hello, Darren. We're hoping that we will get the Vassal server back so we can play some more. Okay, still not anything yet. So, yeah, so we've been playing that on Thursday mornings, and that's been fun. And then last week, I had a designer interviewer. I had Fred Deschamps. I know I always mispronounce his name. Who had done the Fixed Bayonets series of games. He's coming out with a second edition of Albuera. So we talked about that. That was a good interview. And he and I, so he had sent me his Vassal module for that he's created. So we're going to try to play. He's got a Kickstarter campaign or a GameFound campaign. He's going to be starting here the 1st of March. So I figured if we can play it a little bit, people can kind of see how the game works. That might help him with, getting people to think about helping him out. It was a good game. I have the first edition game, and I've played that a few times, both solitaire as well as face-to-face, and it's always had a lot of fun. So Matt says, we're actually right on the Columbia across from Washington, about 90 miles upriver from the Pacific. Okay. So you are... All right. Darren says, great interviewing, amazing focus he has. Yes. Yeah. Frederick was a great guy to talk to. I'm looking forward to having some Vassal sessions with him, just to kind of see what's a little bit different with this newer version of his game, as well as to get a better... the challenge I always had with his first system was the orders. It's very... It has a particular element to it, and he's got these activation cards that go with it. And it would be great if there was an example of how it's supposed to work. He's got examples of other stuff, like combat and whatnot, but it's like the orders. I'm like, this needs a little bit more explaining. So hopefully I'll have a chance to tease that out of him. So, well, David, of the games that I sent you for Tempe, were there any that looked particularly exciting that you wanted to try to give a swing at?
I don't remember what you sent me.
So we were looking at ones that kind of had a lot of stuff on the table to get started with. So, Austerlitz and Wagram have got a lot of stuff, for the most part, and they're ready to go. So you're not, with Austerlitz, yeah, there's some reinforcements coming in, but for the most part, everything shows up, with fairly quickly. Let's see, then we talked about Mont Saint Jean. That could be certainly like a 6-player game, although the Prussian player might be twiddling their thumbs for a while, waiting for their reinforcements to show up. The other one would be, what else would be good? Obviously, Moscow, there's everything's on the board to begin with. I've got Friedland, but Friedland's one where stuff is kind of dribbling on reinforcements. The French are kind of coming on. So there's a fair amount of time that passes before the full weight of the French materialize at Friedland. And then there's Dresden, and we did Dresden last year. So, and then, well, we could do Eylau, but I don't know that would work for 6 players. just because the Russians don't have a lot of command points. So.
But what about well, there's the Jena, and what about the Bautzen?
We could do Bautzen. There's a fair amount going on at Bautzen. Whoever's up in the north might have to. Once again, you're kind of waiting for reinforcements. You're waiting for Lauriston to come on, and you're waiting for Nade to get the bridges repaired. So when we played Bautzen, gosh, I don't know how many years, 3 or 4 years ago, Michael McAlpin and Michael had Lauriston and I had Ney. And we spent the first 2 days of Consim just looking at the board and talking to each other.
Right.
Because it's just like, okay, and it's not like every turn you're rolling for the bridges to be repaired. It's the top of the hour. So you roll. Oh, they're not repaired. Okay, well, wait. And so meanwhile, all this stuff is going on down in the southern end of the map. And so, all right, great. Now, so it's like, it wasn't until the third day that stuff finally started to happen. So if we were to play Bautzen, we probably want to do something a little different. Maybe have the start time push back a little bit, so that way whoever's got the stuff up in the north doesn't have to wait for the bridges to get repaired and all that jazz. So that might be one way to do it. Let's see, what are some of the others? Yeah, we could do Jena. We could do Super Jena again. That's always a fun and interesting one.
Didn't last week you mentioned Leipzig?
Yeah, I've got Leipzig. The challenge with Leipzig is it is basically on the prime day, the first big day of battle. It's really sort of 4 separate battles. You've got a battle with the Austrians and the French kind of to the west of the city, where the Austrians are trying to cut off the French, line of retreat out of Leipzig. You've got the French holding off Blücher in the north of Leipzig. And then you've got the big action going on where the French are trying to take out the Austrians and the Russians down in the south. So it's kind of a disjointed battle. And the actual game from Marshall Enterprise presents it as disjointed. So you've got one map for this and you got another map for that. And the maps don't line up. The city of Leipzig itself does not exist on the maps. So it's really kind of, 4 separate or 3 or 4 separate battles that you're playing. And so
if we had eight, that could be interesting.
It could be. I mean, the one thing that we could do looking at Jena, the Jena Hassenhausen game, I was thinking, well, we could do that historically, where we have, so we could play the historical battle.
Came back up.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right, now I don't have to talk so much. But yeah, we could do a historical. So we'd have like 1 French player over at Auerstadt and maybe 2 Prussians. And then at Jena, 2 French and 1 Prussian. And kind of do it that way. All right, let's see if we can bring stuff up here. All right, so Mitch, I would say check to make sure your stuff is where it's supposed to be.
I didn't move anything after, so.
Okay. Well,
It
just
should be, but
yeah.
let's zoom in there. But I got just a couple minutes left, but I'm going to slip back down to game room 1 and I'll be done.
Okay. Cool.
Sure.
And then I guess it's Junot's turn.
You want to pull another chit while Junot moves?
Yeah, we can try that. So we got the leader chit, which most of us have done, but I don't think Mitch and Michael have yet. So we'll have to come back around for them. It's French number 9.
French number 9.
Sorry, look at my leaders.
Followed by Russian number 13.
French number.
French number 9. I don't know where they
is
are.
mine. That's the young guard.
Oh, the young guard. Okay. Time to see the young guard on parade.
Swing into action. Whatever. All right. So what do we got here? Those up tree. Those are them. Those are them. All right. So this cavalry isn't them. What do we want to do with that? And okay, so 13th is those light cavalry over there. All right.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Year 13 is light cavalry, right?
No, it's not. Because that shit hasn't been pulled yet. You're moving your pieces.
Well, I know, but okay.
Right? So in theory, that hasn't come up. So in theory, you should be moving and not, I mean, you could be thinking about them, but.
Well, I have to think about what I was trying to just.
Yes.
What they were commanding, not necessarily what they were.
Yeah. Yes, it's light cavalry.
Right, and two has already been played, so
I believe so. Yes, that is. Yep.
All right. And 14 hasn't been played. Then that is.
Those are Cossacks. Mm-hmm.
There's not much in command there, right? So.
No, only about half a dozen Cossacks. Have you started to move yet, David?
No, I'm still thinking through
Okay.
What I want to have happen here. So let's see. What are these? Those are okay. That's part of the 10th. All right. Where do I want? It's just. And see, they all belong to Berthazine. 515. That's who that's 14. That's a.
Yeah, so Berthazine's the 1st Brigade, 1st Division, and that's those, yeah. I want to say 14VT. So it looks like that's most of your trilliers that you have out there, I guess. And then it is Clapperday,
right.
who is the Vistula, Legion of the Vistula.
Where is Berthazine right now? I thought I had him right
Berthazine
there.
is right here underneath the other. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's there with the division leader. And there looks like there is a unit there as well, the 1st of the 4th Voltaire.
So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's probably the last one of that.
Right. So it looks like his colleague, the other half of his battalion is over there. Right. There's the 2nd of the 4th. There's the 1st of the 4th.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Berthazine, let's go here. Him, so I keep going. All right. Vistula. Got 9 and 9. Keep that. So we got 9. Okay, so that's them, and them. So let's see. First, second, first.
So it looks like they are this regiment, and this regiment are the 3 that are part of that brigade.
Yep. All right, so where do we want them? There. We put them there. We put them there. up there, so he can go there. And let's see. Who is Delaborde? Delaborde is the division commander. So yeah, we might as well keep him with that. All right, so he's got that division, and his others are both. Okay, so we got the second division is Rogue. He's back here. And 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. Those are 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. That's second brigade. The second. Okay.
Yeah, the second brigade's got the, looks like the first Voltiers and the first what are these called? First Trilliers.
Yeah. So I might.
But you've got them all. Yeah, you've got them all in one hex, so the whole brigade's there.
I might change that slightly because it's an awful big target.
Well, that's if anything can get through all the minuses before, because you've got all those skirmishers out there.
Mm-hmm. So he's got those. And all right, we've got, where is. All right, so these are the others. I think I'm going to break them down. Which one is that? I think that's these two Fusilier Grenadiers.
Yep, and then you've got the Fusilier Chasseurs.
And so I think, let's see, I think these are the chasseurs. Yep. Pull them to the side, put them there for the moment.
Nope, you've got them in the wrong spot. So,
that's the.
Yeah, so FC goes there, right? And then the Grenadiers are there. So.
They're under Beaudelet, and let's see where. Roger needs just to get to those three clipper. So where do I stick? Delabroda's division. Okay. All right. So. Probably. Actually, let's do it this way. I'll do that because it looks like a fairly. Let's put this guy there, this guy here. Bump. I think that's deep enough that. All right, so those are. Let's centralize Roger. Oops, did I move? Yes, I moved. Okay. So those three. Is there? Yeah, that's. All right, so everybody's still in command. Okay, so he goes to them, and he's on Berthazine's under Delabord, and Delabord is right behind him. Or no, Delabord, where is Delabord? Yeah, he's there. Okay, and Delabord can go to him. Doesn't matter what he goes through. All right. So that's the first division. Second division is Roger. So. And I'm going to have to. Mortier is going to need to move up there somewhere. All right. And his ADC. Where do I want him? All right.
Put him with the biggest stack, Dave. That's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I got to put him right there. It's kind of centralized among everything there. Yeah, okay.
Cool.
I think that's it.
All right.
As long as everybody's still in command, then I'm happy with that. So. And he's still in command at the point. Yep, still. Yep. So we can.
Cool. Let's see what's going on. It looks like Mitch and Michael are still moving stuff around over there. All right. Well, if that's done, then I can go and do 13, which is this guy over here. So let's go ahead. We'll move this cavalry. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what's the reaction range for cavalry? For light cavalry, is it 5 hexes or 6 hexes?
5.
5 hexes, okay. So 1, 2, 3. Can they move sideways?
Yes.
All right. So if I put him here facing this way, he could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could basically intercept anything that kind of comes that general direction. Right there.
Okay. There.
Yeah.
The ranges are a little odd, but you could intercept them, and it would force an incoming cavalry to go charge your hussar, which will pull it across the guns, actually, which is kind of wild.
Oh, okay. So that's a good place to put him.
Reasonably good, yeah.
Okay.
Now, you can't get to that spot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, because that's where he'd be, right? They have.
You can't turn.
Right. So that's why I said, can I go sideways?
No. I mean,
why not?
You're in.
So can I go facing this direction? Can I go from here to there? You're saying no, I can't. even though it's in my reaction
Well,
charge zone.
You can't side slip?
I didn't
So
think you
side slip.
could.
I mean, that's an SFB reference.
But then you wouldn't be at.
Well, I don't know these
Okay.
rules well
Okay.
enough, so that's why
Yeah,
I'm asking people who I presume know the rules better than I do. So, okay.
You know what happens when you presume.
Yep, I do know what happens when I presume. All right, these lancers are going to go around the
I guess
horn
you could,
here.
so.
So 1, 2, that's going to be 6, 7. They're going to then expand into these 2 hexes and then declare a charge. Bingo.
Well, all right.
Let me put a charge marker on these guys. Cool. All right. So we're ready to do some charge stuff. Brendan, are you in the neighborhood? Because I'm sure I'm going to need your assistance. Okay. So I am charging. This hex is charging these hussars in skirmish order, and this hex is charging these guys that are blown and disordered.
So can I reaction charge
No.
with guys behind him because I
Not-
can't see him?
Not. Well, let's see. He's not
Like Valence 9/11.
Actually, there is because
I'm
that
not
hex,
overstacked.
that hex is in 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is in your reaction charge zone.
So could this guy move to there basically?
You can't charge into another unit. You could move through that unit, but you couldn't charge into it or through it. So that's blocked.
Because it's disordered. So you can move through a disordered unit, but you can't end up stacked with one.
So can I guess I would go straight,
cavalry
right?
can't charge through. Cavalry can't charge through other cavalry.
Ah, okay.
Oh, I can't charge through other cavalry?
Yeah,
Even
Now-
though I'm not overstacked?
that's right. Yeah, you can't go
Okay.
through. You could charge into a skirmisher and displace it, kind of thing. But
Now,
Well,
can
these
he,
guys, can it go like that?
they are pointing the wrong direction.
right.
So line doesn't
They-
allow me to go to the left?
If you were a stretched out line to your full extent, you could flip left into a column of companies and charge left. But
I
because you're a dense line, you can't make that rotation.
The ones in skirmish have an option too. I do have
Well, they
if
could form up, couldn't they?
yeah, there's a whole thing there. Yeah, we've never done that. That'll be an interesting one to learn. But I've got a question. If up here, if he could side slip into there, can this one side slip into here?
It's outside of its reaction zone, so probably not. The reason the purple guy could do that is it's within his reaction zone, but the Valence Cuirassier is pointing the wrong way. If he were pointing leftish, then he probably could, but then it would be a direct reaction.
Okay.
All right. So, what do we do now, gentlemen?
The Hussar unit.
Well, let's figure
if
out
it
what.
wanted to, sure.
Yeah, let's figure out what the Hussar unit can do there. So this one.
What's its movement allowance?
It has
If
a
it's
movement.
faster than the Lancer, it can run away, but it's not faster. Okay, so it can't run away. If it's meleeed by the Lancer now, it will be halved for being in skirmish order and halved again because it's deployed in 2 hexes. If it forms up, then it won't be halved anymore, but the Lancer will be doubled because it'll be attacking a flank. So it really won't make a whole lot of difference one way or the other.
So you can't change your facing when you form up.
No, you just form up into line
don't form up
formation
to
in
the
the same 2
direction.
hexes.
Okay, so you don't form up in the direction of the thing that you're forming up against.
No, you just form up into a formed unit in your current facing.
So why can't I form up to there?
Because you have to occupy the same hexes.
Oh, so I'd form up in a line in 2 hexes?
Yep.
Yep.
Even though I'm not in line, I'm in skirmish, but
Right. I mean, you're calling in all the skirmishers who are out loose skirmishing through the brush. You're like whistling them up, guy. Hey, charge coming in, form up. I think.
So what would happen if he didn't have enough guys to form up a line?
Good question. Don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could pick either hex at that point. And that would be a good way to avoid an incoming charge. Like, oh, well, just form to the right, and then the charge would hit air.
Right.
Oh, leader chat. Oh yeah.
Well, don't you have to make a morale check or something to form up?
If he wants to form up, he would need to make a morale check.
Let's see. 1, 2.
There's of course a chart for that.
Okay, if the target of a charge, cavalry skirmishers must attempt to form up.
Well, there's your answer.
And, well, wait a minute. Form up and stand or retreat before charge. Okay. Cavalry skirmishers unable to form up or retreat before charge become PGD and are subject to pursuit when contacted by charging cavalry. This is in 19.3.1. Second bullet.
So it sounds like they try to form up, and if they fail to form, maybe they rout.
12.10.9 talks about skirmish.
That would be fairly logical. It's like they have to try to form up. If they don't, they rout.
Like cavalry
Rob?
skirmish attacks.
Yeah.
Can I bend your ear in game room 1, please?
Sure.
Cool.
Cavalry skirmishers and assault or charge. 12.10.9. Cavalry deployed in skirmish may not charge and therefore may not melee. Targeted by an assault, they stand automatically but may retreat before assault. If they elect to stand, they melee at 1. If attacked in only a single hex, they would defend at 1/4. If targeted by a charge, they must attempt to form up or retreat before charge. If unable to do either action and they are the target of the charge, they will rout when the charging cavalry moves adjacent. Forming up when in the charge zone of enemy cavalry, cavalry skirmishers may attempt to form up if they have a line of sight to the charging cavalry, which they do. To form up, the cavalry unit must make a morale check, consult the cavalry skirmisher form up chart for applicable modifiers. If it passes this morale check, it automatically changes formation into a multi-hex line. If it has sufficient increments occupying the same hexes and orientation it had when in skirmish order. If it adopts line in a single hex, the choice of which hex being at the discretion of the owning player. So cavalry skirmishers may exercise this option once per charging enemy stack. Skirmishers that fail to form up simply remain in skirmish order. They do not rout unless subsequently becoming the target of a charge and the charging unit makes contact. Units that form up may not reaction charge the charging cavalry that triggered the event.
So it sounds like they make a morale check. The table says -6 for light cav and -6 for 1 hex range. So it sounds like a morale check at -12. It sounds like if they pass it, then they form up. And if they fail, then they rout, probably, because they get contacted.
Do they have enough for a 2 hex line?
I think so. They've got
Or
7 increments, 6 increments.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So that's
And I can't retreat.
No, because I have as much movement as you do. So I'm
Yeah, but
a
you
movement
can't
of
follow
14.
me.
Yeah.
Can't follow because he's blocked by the cuirassiers. They'll
Yeah.
just route.
Yeah, you guys will just route.
No, I'm
Yeah,
saying you actually couldn't continue the charge, and so you're saying just because you could.
No, I'm not saying just
can't.
because I could. I said my movement value is 14. Your movement value is 14. The retreat before combat, you've got to move faster than I am.
Greater than.
Yeah. So go ahead and chuck your dice. We either have combat or you run away.
All right.
All right, so you form up, and we're going to do combat then.
One of those weird things where, like, I actually could retreat because you actually can't follow me because you're fighting.
But it's not about pursuit, right? It's not, we're not at the pursuit point of it. Okay, so.
Oh, it's all good.
It's two separate melees, I guess, right? It's 2 hexes.
Okay, so.
Just roll 211 and we'll be fine.
now,
right.
I mean, the other thing is now that he's at 3, it means his zones extend out to the side. How does that affect it?
What's the specific question?
Okay, if he had just been like this, his zones extend to there because he's only got 3 in this hex, which means he has an extended reaction zone.
Yeah, right. If it had been in formation instead of skirmish, yes. Then because it formed up, it doesn't get to reaction charge. That's part of the rule on form up.
Yeah, but is it still a flank?
Yes.
Boy, we're really coming up with edge cases in this thing a lot, aren't we?
Okay, so I've got this guy.
It's 2 separate melees. You got to calculate the odds
Yep.
twice and roll twice.
All right, so I'm 48, so half of that's going to be 24, plus my lance bonus is another 12. So that's going to be, so that's going to be 36. And then he's, so the chap who I'm attacking is what, half because he didn't reaction charge. Is that correct? And he's halved because I'm hitting him. He's only got half of the increments there. So he's quartered.
And the attack, but not the lance, is doubled. So the 24 is doubled against the hussar.
Okay, so it's a 48.
So being flanked, 48 plus 12, 60 attacks, right?
Right, and he's got then
half of that.
Half and half again, right? Half for only being half the hex.
It's 5 to 1 at that point.
5 to 1. So, well, it's well over 5 to 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then I've got Gallitson over there who's going to add 5. So 5 to 1 with a +5. Let's see what we get.
Now wait.
He probably only adds the 5 to the attack on the cuirassiers because the lancers are attacking 2 different hexes. Yep.
Do we have to have him at different ones? Okay, that's fine. I'll leave him where he's at. So a 31 on 5 to 1 is going to be.
Those are cuirassiers, so they're going to be doubled against them, right?
Yes. So we're doing the hussars right now. So the hussars get a DR result.
So they route 1, 2.
So this is where it gets tricky because I don't know how the retreat stuff works.
Well, first of all, consolidate into a single hex.
And take a hit for leaving zone control.
And then we can start calculating.
Where's my hit? There you go.
Now the closest 2 units are the ones to the, say, noon and 2 o'clock.
So I could put it there, right?
Yep.
And 1. Right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now you have to move further away from, yep. There's a roll there.
Well, the
That's
problem
the leader.
is, the problem is he has.
I got
this
Cossacks there, yeah.
Guys there.
It probably has to go to the road hex, which is 3 from everybody.
This one here.
Maybe here, because that's like 3 from all around, and then from there, at that point, you're kind of choosing.
Do I roll for the guy that's under that?
Yeah.
Yep, with a -12.
Just a -12?
Yep. So that's going to be an 11.
Oh,
Well, there's an officer. It's -10. There's an officer with a 2.
Oh, it's going to be a 12 then.
So I'm a 25.
A disorder, probably.
So these guys disorder. Is that what you said?
Yep.
All right. Go ahead. Where's my disorder? There it is. Okay. And then.
So you move 4 so far.
I don't think you can move those directions. Oh, you're stacking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 5.
Now the closest guy is these fellows again.
Yeah, so I think you'd have to move here and then kind of down the line.
I think he has because of this out here, he's got a choice. I think he's got a choice of those. One's 3 from there, and one's 3 from there.
So then it's choice.
Okay.
So you can go there if you want.
I disagree. This is the closest unit when he was in this hex.
Right. So he tries to get further, but if he gets further, then he's got closer to this guy here, and he's
that's okay. That's okay. But he's got to go further from this unit if he can. And then since this guy is now 4 away, this is an available hex because we're not taking him into account because he's not a triggering unit. This is the triggering unit. You got to move further away from him. And this is just
that's probably right. I mean, we're splitting hairs at this point, but that's probably right. Yes.
So which hex do you want to put him in?
So he would go there.
Okay.
And what's your movement point total at that point?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
He's moved 5 so far.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. What's next?
1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I have to go straight down.
I've got him coming from here, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, and then he went 4, 5,
You took
6.
that because you took the circuitous route. Yeah. Now the closest unit is that Russian you talked about. Well, actually, the 2 Russians.
Yeah, so we got a Russian over here too.
Yeah, so
but that doesn't mean I don't go here, right?
No, you wouldn't. So
yeah,
Well,
well,
You get to
Or
pick at this point. You get to pick probably. Yeah.
I think this is an optional hex because these are because you're 3 away from there. I mean, but now you're 4 away from this guy.
yeah, based off what you were just saying, I could go there, right?
Yeah, I think you have to.
So that's 7.
Yep.
And now you're in the same boat.
8.
Yep, you're on the now a roll.
Can you go through the guns is the question. Can you even stack with
Yeah,
guns?
you can go through it.
Oh,
You can go
okay.
through anybody. Yeah.
Okay. Roll for those with a -12.
Do you want?
They don't care.
8, right? 7, 8, 9. I have to roll.
Yep.
Do I roll for each one, or is it one roll affects
One
them all?
roll.
Well, can you even go there because the stack is exceeding 18?
You keep going. You keep going. Yeah,
Oh.
that's just a violation, like any violation.
Oh,
It's
okay.
-12, and you keep going.
Right.
Yep.
Now, does the leader help at all?
The leader helps, and also those units are in a different core, so there's an additional -6. So it's -12 further out, -6 for a different core, and then the leader.
Thought it was only -3 for a different organization.
It's -3 per, right? Past the first one. So wouldn't that be 2 pass? So it'd be -6.
No, but there's a leader there. That's not, I think, what it is. I think what he's talking about is that the guys that you're moving through are with a different core.
You've got
yeah.
first cavalry routing through fifth
Yeah.
corps, so that's a -6.
But there's a leader.
Great, then the
Does
leader
it-
also counts.
But doesn't the leader negate the need for a
Different regiments.
The leader would negate the multi-stack of 2 units, but
Right.
it doesn't negate the core difference.
All right, so I'm rolling. He fails.
So they are disordered.
Do you want me to mark your disorder for you? Because I'm nice. All right.
What are you doing to my guys, Rick?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just cruising. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Brush is 4, 9, 13. Is that right? Is brush 4?
So now this is the closest unit.
Yes.
So that makes this hex off the table. You have to go this way.
Brush is 7.
Oh, brush is 7. All right.
Oh, sorry,
No.
4. Sorry.
Brush is 4.
Forest. Yeah, it's 4. Sorry.
Mitch, there was another guy who was equal distant, which was the Cossack in the swamp. So I think Rick can.
Are you
kinda
sure?
choose.
I don't think they were equidistant.
Well, let's say they were here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, so it's equidistant to there. Yeah.
So you can go here if you prefer.
You can kind of choose. Yeah.
13. Well, why wouldn't I go there for 13
Mhm.
and then go there for
17.
17? Okay, how many more do I have left?
4 more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you have to go through the guns.
Yeah, I guess I do. All right.
Roll for them. Nope, they're going to disorder.
Disordered.
You're on fire,
And then
Rick.
you can't stay there because you can't
Why-
stack. So
Why can't
She
he go from
displaced.
there to there?
Because it's. Can I go in forest?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
7.
Oh, I thought I couldn't go in
1,
forest.
2, 3, 4, 5. Because then you're the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
3, 4,
That's fine.
5.
that's fine. You can go there.
Okay.
So then you go there instead of hitting the artillery.
Right. And these guys.
And
left.
you stop their rapid. Yeah.
Exciting.
Did you still go through the my cav?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna put this on top just so I don't forget.
Okay, cool. Now we've got our last one, and this should also probably be a 5-1. So
His defense is going to be 11.
let's see. He is exhausted. Well, so he's lost 2 increments, so he's down to 24. And then he's thirded, so he's down to 8, and he's half for being disordered, so that's down to 4. He's heavy, so he's back up to 8, but he didn't reaction charge, so he's halved again, so he's down to 4.
No, he can't. That's not. That only has to do when they have a choice, basically.
Oh, I don't know. All I was doing was looking at it where it says here, cavalry that stands before assault or charge is halved.
If he chose to stand instead of reaction, then that's the penalty for it.
Or if he failed to
probably
reaction.
4-1. It's probably 4-1.
So I've got 36 to 8. So it's 4-1 or 4.5-1 if they have that here.
No, just a 4-1. Yeah.
4-1. Okay. I've got a leader then who's worth 5. So here we go. Let's roll, see what we get. 36. That's going to be 45. So that's a DR. So we're off on our merry way again with more.
He's exhausted, so he routes half his movement.
His movement is, what, 11, I think?
11, so he'd move back 6.
6.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically the same route, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have to roll.
They actually, if they're disordered, they automatically route.
They route.
Okay. Do I keep finishing my
guy?
finish
Finish the other guy.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do I need the tired anymore?
You do need the exhausted. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so
And they did take an
1,
increment,
2, 3, 4. No, I have to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what we said. Down 1, then over. And then let me do my increment. Okay. And then these guys up here were disordered.
Well, now they're routed. Yeah.
Now routed.
So they're going to route 2/3 of their movement allowance because they were tired.
And they're 14.
Probably about 10, probably.
1, 2, 3. 2, 3.
You have a choice here.
Yes.
But you knew that.
Huh?
Oh, on your route.
Yeah. That yes was a question mark.
Well, those guys that just routed now have to. I mean, they have to route, right?
Well, yeah. These guys have to do that. So he's trying to figure out where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, I think it's choice. Is what I'm saying. Either hex.
Well, the question is, can I go there, then there, right? I'm trying to maximize the movement.
You can do that.
1, 2. Can I go there? 3.
Yep.
4.
and then onto the infantry.
Oh, I don't want to go on the infantry. 5.
That's not a choice.
Why? It was a choice
because
last
of the
time. Why was it
Cossacks.
like this time? They were there last time when I rounded past all this stuff.
Yeah, but you
what?
You were in a different spot. I don't know.
No, it's the same spot I went down.
Okay, I don't know.
Do you understand?
I don't understand. That's why I want other people to explain it to me, because I don't understand.
I ran over these guys. He made
Yeah.
his roll with those guys down here in the woods now. So why
Okay.
couldn't I do
Oh,
it?
wait a second.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take a look. Which actually you're in the hex you have to retreat from, right? So it's 1. Let's see. We'll do some counting.
So he started here.
Yeah. So well, not so much there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the closest unit. So you've got to move further away, and right now it's 1, 2, 3. So you've got to go 4 from the Cossacks.
But he can't go here because that's still 1, 2, 3 from the Cossacks.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's why he's got to go there.
How did I do that last time then?
Because no one was paying attention.
Well, because the next turn you can go there, or the next turn you can go. The next turn you can go over the gun. Or
you can do some. You can do some bouncing, but yeah.
Last turn, the last guy, this guy down here, he ran down here. He went to there. He went to there. He went to there. He went to there, and then he went to there. All I'm asking is, why is the route different all of a sudden?
I would say that we missed it.
Yeah, I don't know, Brennan. Are you still in the room? Because you're the only one.
Yeah,
I don't understand
so
how the stuff works.
My read on it is you're supposed to increase the distance. There actually is. You could read in a concept of a triggering unit, but you could also not read that in. It's not clear. So basically, you look at the distance. Like, what's your distance now to a nearest unit? It's 3, right? So the question is, can you get to a 4 range or not? You can't really get to a 4 range because there's another guy.
Yeah, but but these guys don't affect.
Mitch, do you mind if I finish? Do you mind if I finish?
I'm done.
Right. So the distance now is 3, and no matter where you go, it's going to be a 3 again. So you get to choose.
That's
Mitch,
the way I interpret.
I completely disagree.
There's the language there can be read in 2 ways. It could be read as there being a triggering unit that's the only one you're calculating from, or it could be read as. Do you mind if I finish? Or it could be read as the distance, net distance from all around. It can be read literally either way. So.
And at the end of the day, I don't really care as long as we're consistent.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I disagree. I unless I don't get a turn.
Okay. So, but now my question is, when he moves on this guy, does this guy route again?
No, because it's already routed.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Maybe it does. I don't think so. It's going to route in the route phase, but I don't think it's going to route now. Because they only move at the moment that they flip to the route. Then they go, but they don't go again if they're contacted by other routing units. I don't think.
Okay, so then he goes here, and then here again, right? And then here again.
I have to rope for the guns when I go here, right? Or do they automatically disorder?
Are they disordered now or no?
No, they passed.
Then they roll again. They're unlimbered, right? So they roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now they're disordered.
Failed.
Now they're disordered. Yep.
Okay.
And so then
if you got movement points, you keep going.
Yeah, he's got 10 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gets him right there.
I really hate this. Stacking BS. Okay, so I'm now in the disordered hex. So those guys
Right.
now
So
route,
they're going to
right?
route. Yeah. So you
So
keep
these guys
finishing up
automatically
yours.
route.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's your buddy? Okay. And then he's gonna go there, like last time.
How many
right?
movement points did he have when he was on the
He had
previous hex? And how many
10,
did he spend?
right? So 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that makes 10.
So he's done.
Yeah.
Okay. And now
So then these guys have got to
these
do
guys.
their route movement.
Well, he can do 4 into my guys, which is overstacking. That's 4.
It's okay. Once they're
Right.
routing, they can just let go. Yeah.
And then he can go 4, 8 to there, and then 7 into the woods, right?
15. Yeah.
18. And this would be too much. Okay. So they got to stay right there.
All right. Are we done with all of that excitement?
Now you got the advance after charge. So first you disorder because you melee, and you can pick either of your 2 hexes to disorder into.
Okay.
And then now you're in 1 hex. You got to pick one of the 2 melee hexes to advance into.
All right. So let's clear that. So then he was there, so he would have advanced into that one.
There you go. Yep.
Okay. And so then he's got to move back so he could go.
Now
1.
he has a cavalry regroup. Yeah.
Right. He's got 5 movement. So I guess he could go 1, and that would be 5 to get him there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll put him there, and then I got to mark him as. Mark him as exhausted.
Exhausted and disordered.
And disordered. I think I've already got that. All right. And
Do the cuirassiers get a reaction charge though?
No.
They get an opportunity charge if he stumbles within 2 of them. But at range of 3, they don't get an opportunity charge.
Yeah.
okay. All right. So that was my little adventure with a charge. I think that's the first one that I've actually been able to do with this rule set. So, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I still don't understand I'm still so used to like the Premier and the 5th edition stuff where it's more like you're going through the terrain that is the least expensive. And so that's much easier just to follow and trace that down kind of thing, as opposed to this whole, there's a unit that's over on the other side of the universe. You can't even see it because your own troops are in the way, and somehow you're retreating away from it. I'm just like, okay. So that's, but, and actually what I like better is the retreat rules for bar, which is just, you're just going straight back. You just go straight back in a line. There's not any zigzag stuff. I think they got that one figured out best. I don't know about you, Dave, but I think the bar retreat rules are the easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of wiggle room. You're just going back, whatever. Okay, well, cool. So that takes care of that. So now it's time to go back and draw some stuff out, I guess. Number 13 is done. Okay. All right. And Mitch, did you move your leaders? Mitch, did you move your leaders?
No, I need to do that. I'll do that right now.
Okay, yeah, because we talked about you drifting the 7th Corps a little bit east.
6 Corps.
Yeah, I don't know which it is. It's these guys over here.
You got the 7th.
The guys with the purple.
Right.
Yeah, with the purple. With the purple stuff. right. I'm going to go grab another chip from the cup and see what we get. It is chit number 6. I think that is mine. Those are my dragoons. Okay. That is the 12th and the 13th. So the 12th will side shuffle here a little bit.
Do we want to try for one more chit too? See what's going on? Maybe there's.
Yeah, sure. You guys go ahead and grab one here while I'm moving these guys around.
I'll draw. Russian 5. What's Russian 5?
Russian 5, that's Stroganov.
So that's your other guys?
Yep.
Do another one. There's another one. Artillery. We could go start artillery on the west.
Sure.
They ready? Shall we go down to room 1?
Sure.
Do, do, do.
Okay, I think that takes care of it for the Moo number 6. All right, Rick, are you with me?
I am indeed.
Do we want to start on our side with artillery and start moving
You
across
didn't
the
have
line?
5?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Thanks for reminding me. I didn't know. I heard them say
No,
artillery.
you were done. You said you were done. I
All
already
right.
started shooting.
Is that it? Oh, okay. Well, that takes out all the fun. All
I
right.
don't even know where 5's
So
at.
we'll have this guy come down. That's going to be 3, 5, and we'll have him form a square over here. Formation, square. All right. These guys will come out of square, and they're going to march 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back there.
Well, it's 6 back there, but yeah,
Yeah.
because it's 1 to come out of square.
Okay, thank you. All right, these guys will come forward into square. Good, and then these guys will go here, and they will go this way. All right. Okay, I think that takes care of that. Anything else Stroganoff wants to do?
I think you need to fix this hex.
Which hex is that?
It offends me that there's 2
Oh,
square counters.
sorry. I can understand you being offended, Rick. That's just how you roll. All right, I think that takes care of things for Mr. Stroganoff. Okay, cool.
All right, start shooting.
Yep. All right, let me park that marker up here. Okay, cool. So we'll start off over on this side of the universe. Well, actually, you've got somebody you've got some guns that are somewhere, right? I don't know. These guys could fire 1, 2, 3. They can still see these guys and shoot at them. So that would be 6 to whatever my fire defense is disordered in the brush. 12. So you've got a 1 to 2 shot there. I think that's your only target.
All right.
Okay,
Nothing.
that is a miss. All right, then we'll move up to the guns that Markov is with. These guys can fire here, and then it'll just kind of roll down the line. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, range of 4. So I will have 12. 12 to 16. That's 1 to 1.5. With a +2 for Markov. Here we go. 54, 56. That is enough for a hit on these guns here. All right. And they pass their morale check. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're hitting those guys there. And now we will have 8 to, I guess, 8, 1 to 1 with a -6. And that is a miss. And then I don't know that we can hit these other guys. Because it would be still a 1 to 1, but with a -12. And they're not big enough to give me any benefit. So we will spare that shot. Okay. And then this hex can fire there. So we're at a range of 2. So we're going to have 14 plus 6. We're going to have 20. 22. Fire defensive skirmishers, 12. So that's going to be 1.5 to 1. No pluses. A 32 is a miss. All right, let me update everybody's ammunition there. All right. Good. Now you've got these guns here that have a target, and I guess you've got these guns here.
I'm going to shoot from there to there.
Okay. So you've got 6 to 16. No, what am I in the brush? 6 to 20. So you can't shoot there because it's not even 1 to 3. So you could shoot at the infantry in front of you. They're going to be 14 to 10. So it's a 1 to 1. And that's a miss.
All right, and then
you've got that guy there, and he's only got half an increment. 1, 2, 3. So he's 3 to whatever. He can't shoot because he's like 2 points because he's disordered and he's already halved because he lost a thing. Yeah. Yeah, save your ammo. All right, so I've got some guns up here that can fire. So let's see. What's a good target? Well, we'll just pour it all onto that poor slob. 1, 2. So that's going to be 30. 30 to 8. So that's going to be 3 to 1. Unless they have 3.5 to 1, which I doubt. And I'll have a +2 for my leader. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we get. 43 becomes a 45. That is a single hit on those Lancers there.
All right.
And there is no bounce through. Did you make your morale check?
Yep.
Oh, and they passed?
Yep.
Just
Oh,
barely.
yeah, 25. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I didn't.
33. I was like, oh my God. 25.
25. Okay, good. Now I'll have these two guys fire here and roll through there. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be 12 and 12. It's going to be 24, 24 to 8, 3 to 1 with a +1. 54 becomes a 55 at 3 to 1. I believe that's 2 hits.
2 hits?
Nope, I missed it by 1. I need to have a 56. So I only have a +1 for that leader. So it is a single hit.
Yep.
All right, and they pass, and then I roll through and hit these guys. And so now that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be 14 to 8. So that's going to be 1.5 to 1. With a -6. Let's see if we roll a 65 or 66. Oh, a 44. We were so close. So 1.5 to 1. A 44, I believe, is.
Well, go down to 34, but not.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's
No.
34. Oh, but no, you don't have a fire defense of 8, do you? Because you've got more than 7 increments there. What's the fire defense? You have to have fewer than 7 increments for it to be 8. So this would have been 2 hits. And then this would be a hit because it would be 2 to 1 instead.
Who was shooting?
These guys up here.
Okay.
So they fired on that one. And then they would have hit that one because it rolls through. Okay. All right. So let me update my ammunition for all of these happy people. Okay. Let's see. Do I have a line of sight over here? Nope. My Cossacks are in the way. Okay. You've got some guns over here, Rick.
Yep. He shall shoot straight ahead.
Yep. So they're going to be 14 to disorder in the brush. I think we said that was 20. No. No, it's 8. Okay.
I was like 20. Fuck.
Yeah, no, there was something.
I'm never leaving the brush.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and fire. You've got 1.5 to 1.
Do I have a +1?
Yeah, because Gerard's there.
Watch out. 44.
44 at 1.5 to 1. That may just be a hit.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go ahead and bump that up. We'll make a morale check with a -3. And they're going to stick around. All right. update your ammunition, I guess. And then we roll over to the next set of batteries.
I have that
Yep, you got that
shot.
guy there. Yep. So he's half dead. So that's going to be what, 7 to 9 firing there?
I can't shoot there, right? Because it's going down the hex spine and hits that hex spine.
Yeah, he's blocked.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll just shoot there to there.
Okay. So 1 to 1.5. That's a miss. All right. I'm wondering, I've got some people that can throw some lead out here. But do I have a line of sight is the question. Yeah, I got a line of sight there. So I can take a pot shot at your guns here. So I'll have these two guys fire there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to be 18 to 16. A 1-to-1 with a +5 for Kutayazov. So that's going to be enough for a single hit, and those guns are going to get greased. And we will update our ammunition.
Presumably some roll through.
Yep, there is some roll through. So that's going to be then 18 to 8 with a with a -6. 63. That's definitely a hit.
If that ain't a hit, it ain't worth rolling.
Where was it? Sorry.
Right here. I think those are David's troops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So make a morale check, Dave. See if they stick around. They're happy. All right, and I don't have anybody else who's got a decent shot that I'm aware of.
Eric, did you want the third battery that didn't fire to shoot down at the cav? Because the first shot went at the artillery, the cav hasn't been fired at directly yet.
Oh, you mean these guys firing there?
Conceivably.
Oh, because the other guys bailed out. So if we're thinking that this is simultaneous fire, is that really what would have happened? Because the gun was there. If it's simultaneous fire, technically it's still there, right? I mean, in the next round, like at the end of the turn, I could see me shooting at it, but I would think it'd be kind of gamey for me to, like, oh, okay, that guy's gone. Now I can shoot at him, right?
Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm just, that's usually how I've always handled simultaneous fire stuff in like 5th edition and whatnot. So that way you don't have a situation where somebody's kind of, being crazy. All right. I don't
feel like we did that a couple turns ago.
But, all right. Let's see.
As in we did what you're saying, Eric.
I mean, yeah, you get what I'm talking about, right, Rick?
Yeah. And I feel like we did that earlier, but I could be wrong.
Where we did stuff and then...
Yeah, we're simultaneous.
Yeah. That's the way I always try to roll it. Okay. Cool. I don't know that I've got anything else other than I've got these guns here. What have these guys got? Not much. They don't really have a shot at anything yet. They're going to hold their powder. These guys, 2, 3, 4,
Eric,
5.
your Lowenstern battery conceivably has a long-range shot over at Moran's infantry column.
Which one?
The 6th Battalion, 17th Regiment.
These guys here?
Conceivably, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know that I want to take that shot right now.
Yep.
So I'll just keep my powder dry. All right. That's that. And then I've got...
You also conceivably have a counter battery shot at Pernetti's battery. That's a pretty decent counter battery shot.
This one way out over here?
Yeah, because it's going to be 1 to 2 with the +4. Like it's a pretty classic counter battery.
Okay. I will give that a try then. If my general gives me that command, I will do it. Okay, so it's a 1 to 2.
1 to 2 with the +4, like that's
The
not
+4.
that bad odds. Yeah, those add up over time to counter battery impact.
Okay, well,
Where's
we'll
this
take
from?
a shot.
Where to where?
Here we go. So yeah, I'm just curious if it's actually within range though, because he pulled some of that stuff back. It's just right there. Yeah. It is at maximum range. Okay, here we go. Let's roll the dice, see what we get. It's a miss. Okay. All right. And he's got skirmishers and more skirmishers and more skirmishers.
That's roughly a 1 in 3 chance of a hit, which is not bad.
Okay.
Maybe it's worse than maybe it's 1 in 4 or 5 chance of a hit, but you take enough of those, some of them are going to land.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think that's it for me. So I don't really know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 8 to 14.
You could try to chip shot the guard lancers through their skirmishers.
Like over here?
Yeah, you could hit the skirmish. You're looking at whatever
3,
it is,
4,
5
5,
versus
6, 7,
6.
8.
It's roughly 1 to 1.5, and the modifiers are not that favorable, but
Yeah, because it would be only a -3 on the roll against that one.
-3 there.
Yeah.
1 to 1.5. You're like, it's still not that great a shot.
Yeah.
But that's a high value unit you could have.
Okay, well, I'll take a shot then, see what we get. So we'll fire, I guess we're firing on this hex and then it rolls through this hex. So here we go. We'll fire on that hex, see what we get. 44. I don't think that's going to be enough to do anything. And then here we've got, let's roll high. It's not high enough. Okay. All right. Cool. So that's it for me. We're over here in the center. Have we caught up with you? Have you guys fired or not?
We have a morale check to make.
Who does?
And a loss to be taken. It's over here in the brush.
I thought for sure you'd be firing on Napoleon. He's stacked here with a bunch of artillery.
Oh, well, we haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh, yeah. It's your
But there's
chance
a morale.
Chance to carry him off his horse.
You can't even reach him, but
we have some extra long guns.
We got those Katushan rockets.
Yeah, they're rifled.
Who shot that and from where?
No, I think it was Württemberg.
Oh, was it Württemberg?
Yeah,
It was either Württemberg or Bagaboo.
it was Württemberg firing on Württembergers.
That's what it was. Yeah, you were.
The irony.
What? So this stack there?
Yeah, way back
There's
there. Yeah.
two batteries, right, that can do that.
Well, damn it! What is it? Okay, so that's nothing. All right.
Probably good.
All right. So what are you doing with the rest of this up here?
Sure, we're getting to that now. Check thing.
They might be able to hit the other blue battery. Which
Well, I think I want to shoot at this hex here. Don't I?
Your choice.
Yeah, we'll do all 3 units here. It's 9
plus 6, 15, plus another 6, 21. 21 to whatever disordered is.
And there's I think there's a light battery there as well.
Yeah.
Is it within range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it is. So that's going to add in another 5. So that's what, going to be 26. 26 to 8. So that's going to be 3 to 1 with a plus 5 for Yermolov. 65. At 3 to 1, that's going to be 2 hits. So the top unit is greased.
It probably does 1 hit on each because like
it's long range.
Medium and long range fire alternates it.
Does the bottom one have any? No.
Nope.
Have any.
The top one will control the morale check.
Yeah, so you'll have a -6 for being half dead, a -6 for being mostly dead in 1 shot, and then a -3 for being disordered. So -15 altogether. Oh, plus you're a stack without a leader, so that's going to be a -18.
No, they're the same. They're the same regiment.
That's only if they're in column. They're not in column anymore.
Well, we've been playing that when they're in the same regiment.
But that's if they're in column, right? I mean, I was just looking. Is it the rule?
It doesn't matter. They routed.
Oh, okay. No. I want to know because we've got other morale checks coming up. I know that the rule in the Moscow book says that if they are in column, they don't have to have a leader with them. But it doesn't say that. It only specifies that they don't have that negative modifier if they are in other formations. So that's why I was curious.
Well, if there's something in the Moscow rules, we've been playing in the general rules. If they're part of the same regiment, that they have their regimental commanders and whatever, and they're fine. But
okay, cool. I missed the first couple of sessions of the game back when we started it back there in June. So I might have missed out on that dialogue. So I apologize for any confusion.
Let's see. So, is there anything? So, I pretty much have my choice. So, all right, 7. So they're going back 11. Well, they're disordered, so they behave. So,
Well, no, they're not disordered. They're routed.
Well, yeah, they were disordered, so their movement potential when they did it was.
No, so they have. So
they're not tired.
Yeah.
Like the reduction of routing units movement on is typically done for cavalry that's tired or exhausted, but the initial state for the other units doesn't usually take that.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This guy got run over.
It's going to be a 24.
And he's got an A, which is a plus 12. So I think he passed on that.
Yeah.
Bold men to route through Nay.
He's 21. So.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any more artillery fire?
I probably have a shot here, whatever, but so all those three, well, two of those guns actually bounce into here.
Doesn't do anything.
They might actually bounce into that. Let's see.
No, they stop at the brush, don't they?
Well,
It'll go into it, but
it
not
goes
through
into the first.
Oh, okay. Into it, but not through it. Well, 32 with a minus 12 isn't going to hit anything.
Agreed.
They're crane guns, maybe.
All right, and let's see what I've got here. Okay.
Committed aggravated assault against the brush.
And he's only got 4, so he can't do. No, he's got more than 4. No, he's got 3 or 4, so he can't do anything. That's a shot. Can I get any more in there? That should be it. Yeah, okay. Nope, that's a 10, so he can't. All right, so 6 plus 3. 6. So that I got 8 against that. So it's 1-to-1 with a +4. 1-to-1 +4.
Nope.
No cigar. Decrease. Decrease. All right. I don't think I've got any others. I got a shot with this, but they're not. They don't have enough to get 1 to 3. So. And well, let's see. No, I can't get there from there. Could take a shot at that, but no, I don't want to.
All right. We still have, it looks like, 4 chits left for the French. And a couple of chits left for the Russians. Are we done shooting?
Good for a while.
I think we are.
Okay, let's grab a chit. It's Russian number 1. And
That's artillery.
French number
Robert,
15.
you want to go down to Cameroon 1?
Yeah, sure.
It's Dave.
So French number 15, and then it's Russian number 14.
That's a lot of chips. Chits.
That is. So I don't know what 15 is. Is that Guyot over here with those cavalry?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
There.
Well, Mitch can kind of watch that. I will move my wacky Cossacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Am I watching you or something?
Yeah, I mean, you can if you want to. It's terribly exciting.
What are you moving?
I moved my leader from there to there. I moved the
Can you show me
guys
the axis
that
you moved into, please?
he was there. He slowly went this way, and then he went over there.
Taunting me as he goes.
Taunting, yes, as only a Cossack leader can. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, we've almost got everybody back in command, except for the guys that are way out in the hinterlands. All right, I think that takes care of my friendly neighborhood Cossack.
Sweet.
Yep, piece of cake.
You want another chit?
Yeah, give me a second.
Oh, no worries.
I just want to get the disorder on top so I don't forget it. Sure, let's grab another one. David, are you done moving your...
Nope, I'm trying to figure out where I want him to go.
Oh, sorry. Can watch him.
I vote for Paris, but that's just me.
Yeah, Paris can be good.
Paris is very nice this time of year. September in Paris. It's only 2 regiments, or 1 regiment and a very small thing. And the Malamukes. I know, it's the Malamukes. That is what's going to tip everything. Tip everything.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
That might be reason enough to play Mosse John, just so we have some Malamukes we can roll around. I can remember when we did the play test with Ed back in 2019, the Allies were just getting completely pulverized. And so I think the last thing they did was they tried, Napoleon had kind of come up to the sort of that ridge line where the sunken road is and everything else. He was kind of on the other side of it. And they decided they had like 2 regiments that they could reach Napoleon by charging. And of course, Napoleon's stacked with all of his escorts. So, they do this charge and the escorts go off and intercept the charges. So even though they're like little 1 increments of Malamukes or whatever it was enough to stop the Allies from capturing Napoleon there, sort of the last minute, fun adventures.
All right.
It was a good thing Ridley Scott wasn't there, otherwise Napoleon would have led the Malamukes. Personally.
Oh, okay. So, cool. So that's done. So now we go back up to the cup. And let's see what else we got. We've got French number 13, French number 8, and French number 12. So those, I'm not sure where those are all at. So 13, 12, and 8.
8 is an A.
Oh, okay.
13, I don't know where 13 is at. Let's see.
There's 12.
Well, 12's over there where Robert is.
Yeah.
There's 13.
Lucky number 13. Did you guys already move 13? Do we already have a 13 come up?
13 is right here.
Where was it?
It's over here in the draw cup.
Yeah, it's, you got, somebody had already moved it, I guess.
Maybe.
All right. Well, somebody can let Robert know that he's got 12 has come up. And then, Dave, you can go ahead and move number 8.
See, I don't see. You see, I don't see a 13 on the. Why would that move? I mean.
Yeah, they must have just grabbed it by mistake and dropped it in the cup.
Yeah.
No, I would have used. I would have had another.
I think we get a free meal. Arbitrary movement right here.
This is what happens when Napoleon. He must have had a little tinge of something.
The one time I didn't update my little French move chart.
So, well, we know that Nay is number 8, so you can go ahead and move that one.
Yeah.
So, which division did you want to start with first?
I'm sure that one of these others didn't get buried over here. Rick, that wasn't one of your light cavalry divisions. Because it would have been a drawn one. It would have been a one that rolled for.
He's already moved everything on his side of the map.
Yeah, I don't think so, because Bourrier moved. He's the one that would have made the roll, and I would have moved him.
I'm just looking over here under Robert to see if there was another one that.
Well, that would have been where I would have expected to see one.
Yeah, because if I know we didn't get to all of mine, and we only had one left when it got to me, and if we had 2, I would have definitely rolled for either Pajol or Colbert. So I know we're not there. So
C'est la guerre.
C'est la guerre. So it was there somewhere. All right. Okay. So Nay. What do I want Nay to do?
Did we pull Robert's chit for the French light cav?
Number 12.
Robert, you want to go back to game 1 and we'll do that?
Sure.
That's not the one we stuck on St. Alphonse, was it?
No, that got moved to Jeannot. That was 8.
Right. Okay. Yep. All right. Let's see what we're going to do here. you have to excuse me for just a moment. I'll be right back.
Sure.
No. I won't be able to play, I think the week of the 22nd or around there. I'll be in Japan, so I'll miss that Monday.
Oh, well, that should be
Of
fun.
March.
And I will be
24th.
I'll be in Portugal, I think the following week. Let's see. Yeah, the 31st, I will be out of town. So is it for work or pleasure?
Oh, pleasure.
Oh, that's
All the
nice.
7 of us are going, family, significant others, that sort of thing.
That's great. What cities are you planning on going to?
We're just be in Tokyo, basically. And then we'll go to Mount Fuji and do a day trip here and there, but we're just going to use that as the base of operation.
Yeah, we're doing something similar with a trip to Lisbon, where we'll be in Lisbon and then we'll make day trips out to Porto and some of the other towns outside of Lisbon. So that should be fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I definitely want to hear how it was. It's one of those things we want to do.
Yeah, I've back ages ago, I had gone to Europe and spent a fair amount of time there back in the 80s, but never made it to the Iberian Peninsula. So I've never been to Spain, never been to Portugal. So I thought, well, this would be fun. And my brother hasn't either, so that's what prompted us to give that a try.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to start with the 25th over here. So
the 25th. Okay, cool.
So Rick, are we hearing you say that you're going to climb Mount Fuji?
No, we're just going to go there and check it out. I wanted to snowboard on it, but effort.
Oh, come on, man. You're killing me. It's a Pearl Harbor reference.
Sorry, I missed it. Dude, I'm tired.
That was the code word for like the go on the operation on the Japanese side.
Oh, was it? Nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't really big history buff in the Pacific Theater. All my wargaming and general history is all European theater.
Sure.
Although Pacific Theater is kind of cool. What little bits I've into it seems pretty neat.
Kind of echoing.
Like Tarwell, awesome. Go ahead.
Kind of echoing Eric's reference of the World War II channel from Time Ghost History. They do, granted it's over a 5-year, World War II in real time. They do it over a period of 5+ years, but they do a really good job of shedding light on, commonly unknown, if you would, mini campaigns over the course of the larger campaign.
I've heard nothing but great stuff about it. Is it on YouTube? Is that where I watch it?
It is. Yeah. So the fellows that kind of put it together, they first did back in 2014 a World War I in basically week by week. Here's what's going on 100 years ago this week. And so that was called The Great War, and the channel is still up. There's another group of guys that are kind of keeping it relevant by doing things kind of dealing with, that general time period. But that was a great one. And then they had so much success, then they did one for the Second World War. So it's not exactly 80 years ago. I think it's 79 years ago. But it's basically, goes week by week by week by week. And then they have specials. So the one I really like, they had one on D-Day, which was basically covering every hour of D-Day as it happened.
That was fabulous.
And the same thing with Pearl Harbor. They had, every single one, bing, 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 as it was going on. So that was pretty cool too.
That too was fabulous.
Yeah. David, where are you at, and what are you moving?
I'm looking around here. I did the 25th over here.
Okay.
I've unlimbered these guys.
Okay. Cool.
Still thinking if I want to do anything with that skirmisher, probably not. But let's just move him. Move him ahead forward one hex into there. All right, now the 11th.
Okay, the 11th is, I think everybody's out of command, right? Except for these guys, maybe, right?
No, these are in command.
Well, but you can't trace command through those guys. Are these guys? Well, they're attached to the third corps, so yeah, they're in command. But normally you couldn't trace command through these other formations.
I can change.
Yeah. That's what I said. They're fine because it's
Okay.
going through the guns and their third corps guns, so that's fine.
Yeah. And
I mean, I'm not sure where you're going to move them. They're kind of trapped behind the cavalry and the guns.
well, right now I'm looking at my cavalry there. Let's see, where do I want that?
The 14th Division.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure where the leader for that is.
And he's right there.
Oh, okay. He's there.
But yeah, I'll start checking out. I said multiple people. It's weird, just like in the last 3 weeks, you guys and other friend group. I'm like, what is up with this?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Go check out the start, World War II, Poland or something. I assume they have a Polish one. Invasion of Poland.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they've got like some so after they did the World War I series, then they did a series called Between the Wars, where they're kind of looking at what's going on. So the different peace treaties and the different, like the Soviet invasion of Poland in 1920. And then all the other stuff that's kind of going on around the world, and it kind of gives you then some context for then what's happening when, the Second World War happens. And, there's some historians will say, well, the Second World War happened, when, not when Poland was invaded, but, Japan and China had been fighting each other for, what they started in 36, 35.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And you've got the Spanish Civil War, that's kind of going on. That's kind of
Spanish Civil War?
Yeah, I think in the War to War they do, which is kind of interesting. So.
Okay, cool.
All right, David, where are you at now? Have you finished moving
I'm still calculating. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. I know we're coming up towards the end of our usual game time. So I was hoping maybe you can get this done. We can save it, and then we can pick up next week blowing each other to pieces.
Yeah.
That's what Robert is in the game for.
There's definitely a lot of heavy metal flying around.
For the blowing people to pieces, yeah.
The pieces, yeah. There's nothing like the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for the cavalry, this one was going up to here. There. That.
Mitch, up north of Doctoroff, you've got a battery and a battalion stacked together. The battalion's in square. That's a heavy battery, so it can't stack with anybody else. You need to displace either the battery or the square battalion.
Okay, I was just trying to stay. I was just trying to stay out of your. I was just trying to stay out of your way.
Yep. Yeah, it's so easy in the mid and backfield for stuff to get.
Now wait a second.
Jump.
Let's talk about the stacking limits for a second.
Artillery counts for 6 points of other units, so that artillery battery is worth 18 stacking, and so you can't stack them by anybody else. The 2-point batteries usually can stack with a single battalion, but the 3-point ones are big, heavy stuff that occupies all space.
And that's different between the rules too, right?
So what does 1/6 combine?
It is, yeah, because in 5th edition, each increment's worth, I think, 4, while here each increment is worth 6.
That's what it says. Or 6 increments. It says 1. That doesn't apply.
So Dave, where did this guy come
in
from?
the rules. It's spelled out more clearly in the rules. It says
right there.
stacking
Oh, okay.
already is 6.
Great, thank you.
Because I've always read that to mean you could stack 1 battalion of infantry with a gun of any size.
Good read. Perfectly reasonable read.
You're suggesting something in the rules themselves?
Yeah, the rules says it's
Read the superscript, Mitch. 4.
Cavalry units may charge in melee hexes?
No, the superscript for artillery on the stacking chart.
Which superscript? It's
4.
so tiny, it's hard for me to read.
When stacked with infantry, 1 increment of artillery is equal to 6 increments of infantry. So if you have 3 increments of artillery and stacked with infantry, you are exceeding the stacking limitations, period. Right?
Okay, so I'm looking at the stacking chart. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, artillery.
All right, how goes it, Dave?
It says 3 limbered, 3 unlimbered, or 1.
Here, do you guys want to take it to a different room so you guys can chat and Dave can focus on getting his move done? All right. So you're moving the 11th Division.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
stacked up there.
So are you moving this guy now, or you just came out of line? He's going in a column?
Yeah.
It's part of the, okay, that's the rest of the fourth up there. Can't get there from here. That should be for the 11th. But he's and isn't that guy in the back, which is useless at this point. So, all right, now I can go to the 10th.
So let's see, where is the leader for the 10th? That is Ledru.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it came out of square, moved up there, back into square.
Those guys.
Yep. That one
Okay,
too.
cool.
This one is going to here.
Uh-oh. moving up the Portuguese Legion. Time to worry.
Yeah. Time to worry. Let's see.
They're very difficult to identify on the battlefield. Dressed for desert warfare.
Yep. Yep. Certainly.
Just need to put the little white pith helmets on them. In fact,
they're ready to go to Mozambique.
Yeah, exactly.
What did I tell you? Have you guys watched Rogue Heroes?
Rogue Heroes, no.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of it's surprisingly good. It's about the forming of the SAS. It's on, I think, Apple TV. It's pretty, it's dramatized.
Sure.
But it's actually pretty good. I'm like, oh wow, who knew? It's good. My wife's even enjoying it, which is a bit of a surprise. Yeah, so I recommend it. I think it's on Apple TV. Could be on MGM Plus, but
yeah, at this point, like getting rid of some of the different subscriptions we had when the kids were here. Just like, okay, they've all moved out. We don't need this. We don't need that. Laura's like,
Rick,
go ahead, Rob.
Oh, I read the book, Ben McIntyre, SAS Rogue Heroes.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. They were so insane.
Right? They come across insane in this too.
Yeah, they were.
They mostly focus about the officers and a couple of the troops, but
they were like practicing jumping and rolling on the ground by like falling off of jeeps at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, they show that. Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. At the beginning.
Oh yeah, just insane stuff. My son gave me this book. Just
okay, I'll check out the book. Yeah, no, it's like I said, it was surprisingly good. I was definitely skeptical.
And it's on Apple TV?
It's either on Apple TV or MGM Plus.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
I want to say it's on MGM Plus, but
all right, Dave, how you doing?
I think I'm just about done here.
Okay, looks like the 10th is moved, the 11th is moved, the 25th is moved, the 14th is moved. Did you shift the 9th around a little bit?
Just a hair.
Change facings, it looks like, a little bit.
Yeah. Do I want this guy in square? Yeah, let's do that just in case. All right. Yep. I think I'm done. All right.
Okay, cool. That should take care of everything else. So, when we resume next week, we will start shooting and stabbing.
Yeah, good job, everyone.
Shooting and stabbing.
I think this is getting to epic proportions.
Yes, I think that's putting it mildly. So, cool. All right. Well, I'm going to hit the big save button, provided everyone's done moving everything. Rob, you got all your stuff done, I presume. So,
yes.
Okay. Cool.
Rob, the 13th wasn't one of yours over there, was it? One of the cavalry ones? Or something that got removed for some reason?
What do you mean the 13th?
the 13 Mu, because we couldn't find it.
No, I had 12, which was the I think that was the last one I picked up, which was Chestel.
All right. Okay.
All right. Cool. I'll go ahead and end the live stream.
5 save game as.
Yep.